If I were to ask you what you want to be for Halloween, what would you say? Would you moan and groan like my kids do and remind me that school literally just started? Or would you respond pragmatically like my husband and start talking about time off requests? This may just kind of be like small talk to you, like I just brought up the weather, but I want you to know why the topic is actually pretty fundamental to who I am as a person. My love for Halloween talk is important to understand because it's the so-called surface of the iceberg for me as a person. Understanding the deeper meaning it holds for me will tell you a lot about my value system and my worldview. It will show you how much you actually mean to me as well. Hi, my name is Kari Tobler, and if you want to feel connected with me, it starts here. Trust me, I would know. I've had to live with myself this long, and I'm almost 30, so I can solidly tell you that at this point, I know myself pretty well, maybe too well. So hear me when I say that Halloween is one of the biggest parts of what makes me, me. When I am talking about Halloween, I am communicating to you my cultural values, like my relationship to death and the value that I place on life. The fact that I enjoy spending what little time I have alive with you, and that I am a creative person, and I enjoy planning and making the fun of the holidays because it makes life enjoyable. So first off, I consider Halloween to be a cultural practice. It's a derivative of Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. And in America, it evolved with the blend of cultures here. The day is meant to honor the dead, though, and to remember our own mortality, embrace it, and appreciate the fact that we are still alive. I grew up without a lot of family. When I was 6, my favorite grandpa started looking a little withered at the young age of 50. It was because he had developed emphysema. He had a hospital bed in his living room, and I spent a lot of my vacations hanging out next to him, watching VHS tapes, mainly Never-Ending Story on repeat. I think about death every day, many times a day. I think that this event seriously impacted me. I don't just think about my own death, I think about the deaths of those closest to me. I literally can't help it. I don't claim to know what's waiting for us on the other side. I don't really claim any religion. All I know is that I place a tremendous appreciation on life and what little time we are given. A science teacher once told me that life is actually the rarest thing in the entire universe. That has stuck with me ever since he said it. Since then, there isn't a single moment that I take for granted. I knew the term memento mori, remember you too shall die, long before they put it in the new Final Destination movie. Okay, so now that you know the way that I value life, death, and the cultural way that I think about Halloween, let me explain the fact that when I am bugging you about Halloween, I am expressing that I want to share and celebrate what time we do have together. Look, man, this is my favorite time of year. This, to me, is when I am my most grateful, my most feeling alive and excited, and I want to share that with you. I want to ensure that the time I spend with you gets maximized and that we live it to the fullest. That we get as much time as possible, and so when we start the Halloween ball rolling early, that's because I want us to have extra fun and extra time together. We don't really get holidays all the time, so when they're here, I am showing you I care by making the most of it and asking you to join me in the festivities. We don't get as much time as we think we do, and so I'm trying to make it memorable. Now that you know what Halloween really means to me, and you know the value that I am placing on the time spending with you, now we have one last thing to explain. I am a creative, and I am offering up my time and effort to make the holidays fun for us. Look, okay, I know it's dark. Halloween and the cultural meaning around it, it's very dark. Not everyone wants to think about the moment you're living and how it could be your last, or that you could lose loved ones. Everyone wants to steam past Halloween and get to the meat and potatoes of Christmas, which I understand, but I say that it's always darkest before the dawn. And did you know that more people die around Christmas than any other time of the year? Just a thought. that is the reason that Halloween comes before Christmas. It's good to keep in mind when the holidays approach, and it's because of this that Halloween comes first. It's a reminder to appreciate what we have in our families and to pull tighter together as the cold and the dark season comes upon us. The holidays would not be what they are without people like me spending what time we have on this planet lighting it up with life and with joy. It's what I want to spend my time doing. And I'm not just decorating for Halloween for myself. I'm doing it for you and your psyche too. When you're looking at the spooky stuff, you know that the holidays have officially begun and that Christmas is right around the corner. And you know that I cherish you by putting time towards making it good. So now you see that Halloween is cultural to me. It's a huge part of my value system. That I enjoy spending what little time we have alive with you. And that I am a creative party planner and willing to work towards the fun of the holidays and kicking them off with Halloween. So remember that you will die. Your time in all capacities could be short. And I care about that. I want to honor it, especially during Halloween, and I want to honor those who are gone by living it up to the fullest, especially because they cannot. As we make our way through the hardest part of the year, I want to make it as bright as possible to enrich our time together, and maybe in that way we can lengthen it. Happy Halloween, and happy holidays, everyone.